Dinner time, it's time for some salmon teriyaki with cauliflower rice. Now, if you watched one of the other videos where I showed you how to make a fried cauliflower rice, you can use that as the cauliflower rice in this dish. I'm just gonna focus on the salmon in this specific video. I love this teriyaki. It's such a simple and tried, tested, and true marinade for your salmon. Again, the longer you can leave this in a marinade, the better off you're gonna be. The more flavor is gonna be infused into the meat. I'm using cocoa aminos, which is again like tamari. It's just another seasoning agent. This one is soy free, but you can use tamari. Tamari is fine. We're gonna use some honey, a little bit more than that. And we're gonna use some garlic. Now remember, anytime you use any kind of sugar, whether it be sugar itself, maple syrup, honey, and then you put that on heat, it's gonna caramelize, okay? So you're gonna have some stuff that's gonna start sticking and burning, and that's the sugar that's doing that, okay? So you don't wanna go crazy on the sugar, but just keep that in mind, especially if you're frying it on a skillet, like I'm going to in a second. You can also throw this into the oven and let it bake, as Brooke recommends in the cookbook recipe. So, really simple. We've got tamari or cocoa aminos, honey, and garlic. That's your basic teriyaki type of sauce, okay? So now we're gonna take now the other video where I showed you some salmon action was a lot more pale. That was an Atlantic salmon. All Atlantic salmon is farmed without exception, okay? Pacific salmon, in this case, this is a sockeye Pacific wild salmon. This is wild. Essentially, it's not farmed, and you can see the difference in the color, right? It's a lot more deep red. That's what you want to go after. You'll also notice, I find personally that the Atlantic salmon is a little bit lighter, fluffier, a little bit more moist. So I actually enjoy the taste of the farmed salmon a little bit more, but this is actually a little bit better for you. So I'm gonna put some butter into my skillets. I have a preference when it comes to salmon. I like using butter as my base for the pan. Nothing wrong with coconut oil, but again, you wanna be using either one of those, coconut oil or butter, as your main kind of go-tos for frying, for baking, all that kind of stuff. So I've got skin on this fillet, so I'm gonna put this, let's go skin down, shall we, or should we go face down? Let's go face down, and hopefully the flesh doesn't stick to the pan. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, so there it is. It's been marinating for several hours, right? In a Ziploc bag in the fridge. And now it's ready to go onto the pan to work some magic. Okay, so I don't want it to burn, so I'm gonna turn the heat down to a low medium. I'm gonna let that do its thing for a couple minutes. It's a relatively thin piece, so it shouldn't take too long. You're looking for flaky, but not dry. Okay, so we'll give that a couple minutes and then see what turns out. All right, so this salmon is looking great. It's pretty much just about finished off, and the key was keeping it on a low heat, because if it was on a high heat, all of that honey would have like stuck to the bottom of the skillet, would not have been a good thing. I mean, it already has to some degree. So as you can see here, and if we look inside, right? So the tricky thing with salmon is that you have a thin part and a thicker part. So the thin part's gonna be cooked easily. The thicker part's gonna take a little bit more time, but you can just let it sit there. I'm gonna let some of those juices infuse on top of it. Again, there's our beautiful teriyaki salmon. Let that sit in the sink for a second. And I mean, is that not appetizing? You can have that on cauliflower rice. You can have that with a side of broccoli, asparagus, with one of the other salads that we've had. It's just such a great tasting dish, and it's a nice way to change up your typical salmon. So enjoy that and let me know how it goes.